My name is Rodrigo Baggio. I am a social entrepreneur and I'm a founder and president of CDI, Change Through Digital Inclusion. CDI is a not-for-profit organization and I started 17 years ago in Rio de Janeiro. And our mission is using technology to transform lives and to develop low-income communities. And to do our mission, we start our CDI community centers. It's a self-sustainable, self-managed technology community centers in low-income communities. The Ashaninka, for example, is one of our groups who we work. They are 7 kilometers from the border of Peru, and their big challenge was drug dealers from Peru who invade the indigenous territory to transporting drugs and to trafficking goods. In that process, they kill indigenous and they rape indigenous women. And in that process, one day the indigenous, the Ashaninka, decide to start a war against the drug dealers from Peru. And in a war board meeting, they are so afraid because they compare the situation about the drug dealers have big weapons, guns, and they have zarabatana. But one indigenous says, we have a very powerful weapon, internet. So they decide to send an email to President Lula, the president of Brazil. And they wrote an email talk about we Ashaninka are going to the war to protect the Brazilian sovereignty because we are Brazilian and we are indigenous. And they sent an email to President Lula, and someone, the president, wrote the email and sent to the Brazilian army. And the Brazilian army sent helicopters. And the helicopters began to fly in their territory, and the drug dealers were so afraid and they left the indigenous territory. And the Ashaninka won the war. And they won the war because they used the internet to negotiate peace. In Brazil, we are in a very exciting moment, the most important moment in our history, because we are the 6th global economy, but we still have a deep difference in terms of social class. We have many poor people in Brazil, but we are in an amazing moment. So the Olympic Games and the World Cup and the Rio +20 are helping change Brazil. But also, the important impact are now the medium class growing. So Brazil, 5 years ago, we have a pyramids in terms of our social class. Now we have a diamond. So and that's something important. Brazil needs to be more competitive and it needed to reduce the social challenge. For that reason, we need to promote a big inclusion in this moment to accelerate the big potential about Brazil continues grow in the sustainable way. 50% of the Brazilians never access internet or don't using computers, and that's something who should change fast to promote real inclusion in Brazil.